Hey everyone, Miss Callie here, BCAT's youth social worker. In my last video I talked about how May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so in this video I want to focus on the effects of physical activity on our mental health and well-being. So what are the benefits of physical activity in general? It improves our physical health overall. It helps lower our risk for heart attack, it lowers our cholesterol and our blood pressure, and it also helps us manage our weight. So what are the effects of physical activity on our mental health? In this video, we're going to dive into that a little bit further. Engaging in physical activity can affect our mental health in chronic or long-term ways, as well as acute or short-term ways. According to research and studies that have been done on the effects of physical activity on our mental health and well-being, it has shown that it may reduce the risk for anxiety and mood disorders, as well as reduce overall anxiety in children, adults, as well as the elderly that engage in physical activity regularly. Higher levels of physical activity was related to a reduced risk for depression in comparison to people that were engaging in lower levels of physical activity. Exercise is also an effective and accessible resource for people that are experiencing anxiety or depression, and it can help reduce those symptoms that they're having as they're engaging in physical activity regularly. Recent studies have been done on the effects of exercise in comparison to medication. What this shows us is that researchers are now looking at exercise as an alternative to actually giving medications for anxiety and depression, because when we can have exercise have a positive influence chronically or long-term on our mental health in comparison to taking medications that affect other areas of our body and have negative side effects, then why would we continue giving out medication when exercise can kind of solve those problems? And again, this is going to be different for everyone, but it's still very interesting that this is being looked at and researched for future treatment in anxiety and depression. Moving on to the acute or short-term effects of physical activity, think about your day-to-day lives and the stressors that you might run into and how those can affect your mood and your anxiety levels. So having physical activity in your daily routine can enhance your mood as well as increase your energy to get those tasks done that you need to get done. It reduces your anxiety. It can be a helpful tool to reduce any anger or depression that you might be feeling, and also tension in your body. Our stress and our anxiety can manifest in our body, in our necks, in our wherever our stress likes to kind of hide. That physical activity can reduce that tension that we're feeling and help us relax a little bit. Physical activity has also shown to have cognitive benefits in the short term. So it can give you an enhanced memory, a increased processing speed of processing information, increased executive functioning, which is just your overall mental functioning, as well as greater productivity. Because again, that comes back to the increased energy that you have and the increased mood that you would feel like you could take on all of the tasks that you need and be productive in that day after you are done exercising. Mind and body exercises such as yoga and Tai Chi have a lot of different improvements that they can give to our mental well-being. So it can increase your attention, your processing, as well as your executive functioning, your memory, and it can help alleviate some of those depression and anxiety symptoms. Developing and maintaining a consistent fitness regimen has also shown to be a positive influence on mental well-being. So people that exercise 4 or 5 times a week rather than someone that exercises once a week are going to have better outcomes and a more positive influence on their mental well-being. Sessions that are 20 minutes or longer have shown to have better improvements on mental well-being than, say, a 10-minute or a 15-minute workout as well. So another aspect of this is creating this system for yourself and creating a consistent schedule will help you feel empowered and that you are in control of, improving your mental health as well as your physical health. Some things to consider when we're talking about, putting physical activity into our schedules or into our lives is that it's going to be different for everyone. The amount, the duration, the level of activity that you engage in is going to be something that you need to realize for yourself and what your body is able to do, and not to push yourself too much. Because, again, when we're going through something that is affecting our mental state, if we're having anxiety or we're having depression, it's important to realize that if you don't get that workout in, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it, because we all go through things, and sometimes it's okay to give yourself a break. But if you think that it's going to help you kind of relieve that anxiety, if you're going to have anxiety because you didn't get that workout in, then maybe it'll be fine to push yourself a little bit. But realizing what your limits are and what you are able to do is really important when you're deciding to use physical activity to help with your mental health. During this time, I understand that it can probably be hard to find motivation to get that exercise or physical activity in each day. But making sure that we set goals for ourselves and maybe give ourselves some incentives can keep us motivated and keep us paying attention to how our bodies and how our minds are feeling. And making sure that we give ourselves the time to go for a walk, or to meditate and practice some yoga, or to get a small home workout in between all of the things that we have going on in our homes right now is really important, because showing our bodies and showing our minds love is something that we really need. Some resources that you can use to find home workouts or different ways to exercise while we are quarantined at home. Facebook and Instagram have gym and yoga influencers that often post workouts and yoga instruction, as well as doing like live feeds where you can work out with them. And that can be a really big motivator as well, knowing that other people are doing the exercise with you. There are also a lot of different apps on your phone that you can download to get workouts. And we also still do have outside. And with the weather getting nicer, it's kind of exciting that we can go outside for a walk or a run while maintaining social distancing. I hope that you enjoyed this video and can take away some of the long and the short-term effects that physical activity can have on your mental well-being, and put them into practice and see how it might help you during this time and overall. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. Get out there and move your body and see how it helps your mental health. Take care.